All right,
Here we are.
back. We're a little early. Tyler unfortunately got caught up in traffic. We were trying to delay so he can make it, but then other things happened. So me and Vince and Tim, we just said, you know what? If he ain't gonna make it, let's just start early because we want to talk some sports.
That's right. Um, yeah,
So
Tyler will hop on and do his postmortem on the Eagles later, but ain't no postmortem for me, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But how are you doing, Sam? You've had a little bit time to calm down and reassess on how the Raiders did, and I guess how are you doing though?
man, we're gonna break it down a little bit. There's been some interviews for the Raiders and some quality interviews and some interviews that I'm like, please do not hire that guy.
Yeah,
So we'll break that down in a second. We have a long list. I think we're going to start off with hockey though,
that's right though. Yeah.
because we've been really excited with the San Jose Sharks. So with that said, let's just jump into the hockey rink here. Let's catch up with some scores, and then we can kind of break it down from there. Vince, how's that
Yeah.
sound?
All right, sounds good. So over the last week, they open up on Tuesday. They get the win 5-2 versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. That was my win of the week pick. So at that point, the Sharks were 15-4-2 when scoring first this season. They're 15-0-1 when leading going into the third period as well. At that point, they get goals from Regenda, Wenberg, Ostapchuk, and Ferraro, and Celebrini had empty netters as well. So that's fun. Uh, Man, Nedeljkovic had a hell of a game that game too. 944 save percentage, 34 of 36 saves. The following day on a back to back, they get the overtime winner against the LA Kings, 4-3. Celebrini tied the game with just over 1 minute remaining, and then in overtime, he forced the turnover, gathers the puck off of the linesman, uh, and then he feeds the assist to Eklund for the game-winning goal. That one was absolutely bonkers. Goddard and Toffoli also had goals in that game. The former LA King Toffoli, might I add. God, if you'd have told me 6 years ago that I'd be cheering Tyler Toffoli, oh man, I might punch you in the throat. I don't know, man. Wenberg, Celebrini had a couple assists as well. Lojegren, Skinner, man, just a all around great contributions up and down the line. Then we follow it up with another back-to-back games on Saturday. They get another overtime win versus Dallas 5-4. The Sharks were down 2-0. Then they come back to tie it. Then they fall down 4-2. Then they come back to tie it again. Oh man, just absolutely bonkers. Toffoli gets the overtime winner in that one. That was just an absolutely insane, just overall spectacle. That was an afternoon game as well. Oh man. But then unfortunately, they played the Vegas Golden Knights. They ended up losing 7-2. That was your pick for win of the week, unfortunately. But you get goals from Graf and Wenberg. That was the end of Celebrini's point streak. So points that point streak ends at 13 games, which is, you know what? If he's scoring 13 out of 14 games in a row, that's fine. So let's just start another 13 point streak, and just take it from here. And I think we're going to be doing just fine if that's what we're getting from the kid. So that's great. Yeah, we love to see that. Otherwise, unfortunately, that 7-2 loss does not feel great. That they end up getting swept by Vegas. That sucks. It's a
Yeah.
real kick in the teeth. I don't like that. I wish that they could figure out a way to get a win against these guys. But as for where they are in the standings
That's
right
what
now,
makes
they
that
are
first
currently the
game of
number.
the season, Vince. That's what makes that first game so brutal is because they had it. They had it in
Yeah,
hand and like the rough start to the season, they like the first 3, 4 games, they
they
had
were
a
0-4-2.
right.
You know,
And they could have won all of those games. I think the first two they lost in overtime. They had it won, and then they allowed the opposition to score in like the final minutes or seconds, and then they go and lose it in overtime. So if they hold on to those wins, they're like
Yep.
right there atop the division one,
Right.
two.
Yeah.
You know,
And
we
not only
we
that, they were playing the Golden Knights and the Ducks to open up the
right.
season as
So
well. So those
it
are teams
puts
right,
you right there. It
either
puts you
above
right there.
you or right near you in the standings. So extra hurtful, you know.
Absolutely.
Um, but but yeah, so where they are in the standings right now, they're the number one wild card team in the West. So that's great. They're at 49 points. They're 23 wins, 19 losses, 3 overtime losses. The Kings are the number two team in the wild card, just 1 point back of you. The Mammoth are actually tied on points with them. They have one more game played though, so they're the Mammoth are uh, back there. The Predators are on their tails as well. The Ducks are 3 points back of the Kings. So they're not too far out of it. The Blackhawks are also 3 points back. So and then further back, we just don't care. So so these are teams that are not too far out. The West is really tight. It's really bunched up. So a bad week can really put you in a world of hurt. So you got to keep stacking wins. You go 3-1 over this last week. That's huge. We love that. Just over your last 10, 6 wins, 4 losses. That's pretty good. I would have preferred to see 7-3 or something like that, but overall, we appreciate more wins than losses. That didn't happen a whole lot over the last 5 years, but this is great. This is a team that's really learned how to win. They learned how to lose together last year. Now they're learning how to win together this year. This is really great. These are great building blocks. Right now, their goal differential is minus 19, and that's because they keep getting blown out in these losses. They still have more wins than losses overall. They're plus regular 500. They're not even plus NHL 500. They're plus regular 500. They have 23 wins and 22 losses if you add up the regulation and the overtime losses together. So 23, 19, and 3, that's 23 wins, 22 losses total. The Golden Knights, by the way, they have 21 wins and they have 11 losses and 12 overtime losses. So they're 21 and 23.
Yeah, it's weird.
So, because they, take a bunch of games into overtime before they lose it, they get the loser's point, and that's why I'm someone who really likes what the PWHL does, the Women's Hockey League, where every game is 3 points and you have 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for an overtime loss, and then no points for a regulation loss. I like the 3-2-1-0 scoring better, where you don't get a magic point out of nowhere, out of thin air, if a game lasts
Right.
longer than it normally does. So that being said, there is some other things happening. Uh, just a couple of news and notes from the Sharks. Philip Kurashev was named to the Switzerland Olympic roster. That's assuming that the Milan hockey rink actually is completed and ready to host the Olympic tournament on time. Is a little bit sketchy, little question marks on that. It feels like it might actually be close to done based on what we're hearing, but like there's still question marks happening. There's still tests happening. They were out there with a bucket, like pouring water onto like some spots to get it, happen. It looks like that it's gonna happen. The rink itself is about 3 feet shorter than it should be as far as regulation size goes. So just a lot of blunders happening with the Olympic rink in Milan. But if they're able to get the actual rink to produce ice at a quality level, which they should, then the Olympic hockey tournament will happen, and then all these players will actually get to represent their teams as promised. So that's what we really want to have happen, right? And we want to see best on best, but they can't play if the ice isn't good enough quality, and that's been the question mark now going forward. And we're just kind of waiting on bated breath, waiting
Yeah,
for
they
these
got a couple of
tests.
weeks to get it
Yeah,
right, and yeah.
it's getting a little close. We're a little it's yeah, exactly. Tim's in the background going, we're on the razor's edge here. I think it's gonna get done. but it's getting real close. They need to. They're. It's close. I think it's gonna happen. But oh man, I do not want to know what happens. There is no plan B, So we'll see. I think it's gonna happen. Um, I'm the optimist, right? I think it's gonna happen. I just what if it doesn't, the hell that's gonna rain down. I don't even want to think about what's gonna happen otherwise.
Right.
Back home, a little closer to home, Michael Misa, he's gonna be staying, man. He's not going back to the OHL. The news broke over the weekend. He expects to stay with the Sharks for the remainder of the season. He did end up playing in that Vegas game, so that's great news. He's not going to develop at the OHL. He can't go to the AHL. So the based on the way the rules break down, just with how 18-year-olds the rules for 18-year-olds, it's just it kind of sucks. But there's only two places for him: the OHL, where he's way too good for there, and the NHL, where it's the game's a little bit too fast, but it's starting to slow down for him. I think a little bit. He just spent he was injured for a little bit, and then he just was playing in the World Junior Championships. So that bought the Sharks a lot of time. They didn't have to make a decision quite so soon. So that bought us a lot of time, but now the decision was coming, and it sounds like the decision has been made. So now we've got to get some, tweaks on the edges of the periphery of the roster to kind of make it happen to get the room created. I believe those tweaks have already started to happen as well. I forgot to write down exactly what that trade was, but there was a trade like on the periphery. Um,
Yeah, there was a trade a few days ago
yeah,
for a goalie, right?
yeah, it was a goalie trade, and there was you guys dropped it in the chat. Really, um, yeah, I'm. This is great radio, right?
Great radio,
Yeah,
great podcasting.
great podcasting.
Well, here's
Yeah.
something that we didn't get a chance to talk about because this just broke a couple of days ago about Dougie Hamilton blocking a trade that
Oh,
would have
right.
sent him to the San Jose Sharks,
And that was over the summer. Yeah.
and that was during the summer. And now there's rumors that Dougie may want to come to the Sharks now, based on
Yeah.
how the San Jose Sharks season is developing.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you feel about if that trade were completed? Obviously, we don't know what was intended to be given up,
Right.
um, and we don't know what it would cost. But how would you feel adding Dougie Hamilton?
I think Dougie Hamilton, he hasn't really had quite the best year
Yeah,
to
this
say
year
the
this
least
year
right now.
sucks.
He's had a down year this year. Part of that is Jersey. It's Jersey hasn't really like they've had a down year. Right now they're one, two, three. They're fourth from the bottom in the East,
Yeah,
as I'm counting from the standings. So they're a little bit down, but based on points right now, they have 48 points. That would put them second wild card in the West. So just to give you an idea of where the East is versus where the West is in
sure,
terms of standing. So it's a little bit apples and oranges comparing the two conferences
sure,
right now. Just kind of throwing that out there. But Dougie Hamilton, he does have a history of being a quality defenseman. So I would I think you got to at least kick the tires. I think depending on what they're asking for, I I at least he says he's waiting to be traded at this point, right? Like there's like he's been like healthy scratched a couple of times. He's kind of in and out of the lineup, just here and there, just to kind of stay fresh. But just on occasion. But I think I don't know if I want him. If I'm being honest, he's how old is he? He's like
I think
he's
he's
been in the
over
league
30.
forever. Yeah, oh, he's
Yeah,
definitely over 30. He's been in the league like 15 years or something, like
yeah,
14 years. I just looked it up. As I
I
was
think it's
looking
like
it up, I was
32 or something like that.
Okay, 32. Okay, so the contract is he's in the fifth year of a 7-year, $63 million contract. Um so I mean the money's not a problem because the Sharks have tons of cap room. That's not a thing. And so it'd be only 2 more years after this year. So you know what? I don't as far as that the contracts part's concerned, that doesn't actually really bother me then that much. So I guess it's just what's the price? What are we paying to give him up to get for him? And
I mean, I would think with his year being so bad, and now that he's getting benched because they don't, as a business decision, they don't want him to get hurt.
yeah,
Um,
the
I
price is
couldn't
falling.
imagine. Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine it would be a whole lot.
it's not going
So
to be it's not going to be a ton. Yeah, so I think I think I'm more willing to at least kick the tires on him, and he's not going to what it's not going to cost that much. I don't think he's $9 million. If New Jersey's given up on the season, if they're waving the white flag, they're going to want to shed salary, right?
right.
So
Let me
getting
ask you
nine
this,
million off
dude.
the books, that's going to help.
Let me ask you this. The way I feel is the San Jose Sharks are loaded with a bunch of talent.
Yeah.
So option one, I feel like I want to see this talent grow
Mhm.
and see some guys get promoted and see them get some run because
Yeah.
as exciting as it is to see the Sharks this current season, we feel like we're ahead of schedule, right? We feel like
Yeah, yeah.
we're a year ahead of schedule. We think it's like
We're
next year
yeah.
is like really the year that they're going to be challenging for a play like
Yeah.
a division title and
Yeah,
so on
yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah.
So like part of me feels like I want to see some of the young guys get some burn now so that we could assess what we need and where we're at with them for next year. The option two, option B would be if we do make a trade and we are going to unload some of this talent, I want a legit
Yeah.
superstar defenseman or two or
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good ones, right? That are really going to help this team now and next year. I don't want to get a guy that's like on the decline and
Right.
it's,
Yeah, no, this
like
is yeah, so this is like I think if you're making this move, this is you're going to be trading two of the like you're going to be giving up two guys that are currently on the 50 man to try to get some room for Misa to stay, I think, and then like bringing in Hamilton to like steady the defensive core a little bit cuz right now the defensive core is the weakest part of the team right now.
right,
Like I think I don't think there's any argument to be had there. I think there's that's easily the weakest part of the team. We're not and as far as down in the minors as well, that's probably where we need the most help as well. Like the forward strength is really good there. Ravensburger's been killing it as a goalie down there too.
yeah,
So
but
like I
he's a
just
ways away.
yeah, but he's still got some time before he's ready to be the backup goalie as well. So yeah, I feel like Hamilton could be a good guy to maybe shore up the defensive core a little bit right now, just to have another body in here that'll maybe make us not so much saloon doors as a defensive core.
Right.
Maybe just a little bit less like a pylon. I think. Yeah, just because Orlov, for example, has not been that great. Just from the eye test, I just yeah, his best years are well behind him. Um, it's like I think Orlov can probably be moved on from. He's played a little bit better recently, but overall, I think I think I think we've seen the end of it. I just I'm God, I mean Klingberg, he had a little bit of a resurgence as well. Nick Leddy though is like the one that I'm like really ready to move on from. It like Liljegren, he played a little bit like he's played a little bit better, but like if Liljegren is one that we ended up giving up to get Hamilton, I think that's probably a little bit easier to sell New Jersey on because he actually has, I think, a little bit more value. Um, Mario Ferraro actually does have trade value, but he's a fan favorite, and that'll be a little bit of a tougher sell for the fans. Vinny Iorio, he's young, so I think the Sharks like him. Um, he's tall, he's a tall, big body, but he's made a lot of mistakes as well. So it's kind of tough. I think Nick Leddy is probably going to be cut or traded, but I don't know who's taking him in a trade. So I think because you got to clear room on defense to bring in Hamilton is the thing. So that's that. So I'm just looking at the roster. I think, uh, yeah, Leddy's got to go, and Liljegren probably, maybe Vinny Desharnais as well. But like who's taking these guys on? I don't know, man. I don't think New Jersey's willing to take all these guys on.
Right.
It's
They're
just, yeah.
if
So
if
it's
they're gonna
tough.
blow it up, right, they're not gonna take on a
Yeah.
whole bunch of salary coming back. They're gonna want if they do take any salary back, they're gonna
It's
want
expiring
that.
contracts. Nick Leddy would be an expiring contract, but he's pylon number one, unfortunately. So anyway, yeah, so Hamilton would be interesting. So yeah, the trade that we were talking about earlier, it was Ryan Ellis's contract basically, and Jake Furlong
I see.
was who the Sharks sent to Chicago, and they got Laurent Brossoit and Nolan Allen back. And that's for AHL depth at goalie is what happened there. And Nolan Allen is another defensive depth piece in the minors as well. So yeah, that Ryan Ellis, that was a he was part of the 50, I think, and that was part of the trade to make room for Misa's contract, I believe, so that way he can stay up with the team beyond
Let
the
me
10
let
years.
me let me ask you this because I've been hearing that the Buffalo Sabres might be willing to make a big trade with Bowen Byram. And I know he just signed a contract extension earlier in the year, but their GM did say that they're going to entertain trade offers this year. I mean, he was the fourth overall pick just a few years ago. And he's having a hell of a productive year last year and this year. So I think to give up, but you would have a premier. He's only 24, 25 right now. So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that would be
What's the price? What's the
yeah.
price?
What do you give
Yeah,
up?
yeah. What is the minimum I can give up to get him? Yeah. I mean, that's
Because
tempting.
I might pull the trigger
I
on
gotta I
a
gotta
couple
kick
of
the
guys
tires on that. I gotta at least put a call. I'm sure Big Money Mike Greer is at least kicking the tires on that one for
because
sure.
he has a contract extension, so you're going to have him under control for another couple years, and you have all the cap room in the world to keep a really talented core together. So Celebrini, Eklund just signed a deal. So you're all your guys, you have them in control. And what would that look like? I know it's like so early to speculate on that, but that's a big name that I did read over the past few days that could potentially get moved, but it would cost you. It would cost you a whole
Oh
lot.
yeah, yeah. That's not gonna be an easy move, and that's a win now move, and I don't think that's a move that you're gonna make mid season because that's gonna cost more. You
Yeah.
know, that's
It's
that's
a
an
win
offseason
now, but
liability.
he's 24 or 25.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think if Buffalo falls out of it in the next couple of weeks, because
he's
there's
24.
like we gotta see what happens before the Olympic break,
Yeah.
and then because all the action is basically gonna stop at the
Sure.
Olympic break, and then we're gonna pick back up for another couple of weeks, and then you'll have the real trade deadline after that. So there's like sort of a mini deadline, and then you got the hard trade deadline after
Sure.
that. We'll see what happens. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what what sort of magic big money Mike Greer comes up with. Yeah. All right. So for let's bring it back home. Let's look at the upcoming games for the Sharks. You are on the road. You got a back to back at Washington on Thursday, at Detroit on Friday, and then you're at Florida Monday. I'm gonna all these games start at 4 p.m. Pacific time, so that's why I'm including the Monday game for win of the week. Uh, Tyler did text in with our
He took the Red
he's
Wings,
take he's
Detroit.
taking the Red Wings for win of the week. What do you think for your
We're gonna
choice?
go into Tampa Bay and punch him in the freaking mouth.
Well,
We're gonna
that's
show
Florida.
him.
That's not Tampa. That's the Panthers.
No, Tampa Bay Lightning, man. When we got into it,
Oh yeah, but that's a Tuesday game. We're not talking Tuesday. We're talking only to Monday. Florida Panthers.
damn it. Well, I'll take the Panthers. We're going back to back in Florida. We're gonna show them.
All right.
We ain't no
You know what?
suckers.
I'll spread the wealth. I'll take Washington then.
All right.
I'm good with that. We'll
And
spread
then
it all
next
out.
week, I'm taking Tampa Bay
There, all
because
right.
we're gonna
That's
punch
fine.
them in the mouth.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Sounds great. All right. So there we go. And there is your hockey update. And with that, I think it's time we switch gears to football.
Their costume change for
Costume change for your
Vince.
boy Vinny G. All right. Okay. All right. So let's review what happened over the last week. So the Rams beat the Panthers. That was a hell of a game. The Rams were losing at the 2-minute warning. They end up winning. All three of us had the Rams winning that one. So that was good for us. The Bears beat the Packers. The Packers were winning at the 2-minute warning. I had the Packers winning that one. The kicker left 7 points on the board. So I was one idiot kicker away from being right on that one. Unfortunately for me, fortunately for both you and Tyler, the Bears ended up winning that game. The Bills ended up beating the Jaguars. The Tyler had the Jaguars in that game. You and me had the Bills. The Jaguars were winning that game at the 2-minute warning. There was a theme developing in the first three games. If you were up at the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter, you lost.
You didn't win.
Which was an
That was
interesting
the problem.
That was a problem. If you were up at the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter, that meant you lost. But the Bills ended up winning that game. All right. So and then we'll talk about this, but the Niners did end up beating the Eagles. The Niners were up at the 2-minute warning, so the Niners broke that streak. I was the only one of the three to pick the Niners. Surprise, surprise. But then for the two night games, the Sunday night and the Monday night game, we were all in agreement. We all had the Patriots and we all had the Texans, and both of those teams won. So for our pick'em, Sam got 5 out of 6. Vince got 5 out of 6. Tyler got 4 out of 6. So for our points standings, including remember, we also are including preseason picks. Because of the preseason picks, Sam and Tyler are tied at 15 points. I am only 1 point back at 14. And for our Super Bowl picks, though, Tyler is now completely eliminated from getting any Super Bowl preseason picks, right? Because he had the Ravens and the Eagles. Sam, you had the Eagles and the Bills. Your AFC team is still alive. Your NFC team is not. I had the Bills and the Niners. Both of my teams are still alive. Both of them are still are hanging on by a thread. They're both the 6 seeds heading into to play the 1 seeds this upcoming week. So there we go. That is your recap. Anything from that you want to talk about in the wild card weekend that you want to break down?
Man, I just thought as far as the 49er and Eagles game, Tyler and I were watching it together at our watering hole, and I think the 49ers scored with like 2:55 or 2
Yeah, it was 254.
minutes
Yeah,
and some change, and so and the Eagles had all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, and that was my fear, for the 49ers, was that they scored a little too early, that, they had all the time in the world. And, the Eagles made a couple of big plays, a couple of big drops. The opportunity for the Eagles was there to win this game. It's just the offensive struggles that the Eagles have
all
uh,
season. Yeah,
all season. It's crazy that the same issues offensively that the Eagles had were very similar to the Raiders, where Jalen Hurts is just in in the shotgun, inability to run the ball with Saquon Barkley, and it's just crazy that the Eagles have that much talent and they couldn't muster any more points or any more yards than what they did. So, um, if you're a coaching candidate, I probably want to take the offensive coordinator position with the Eagles over many head coaching jobs. You know, like,
there's an opportunity there, although AJ Brown probably won't be there for you. It sounds like uh, there's already rumors going around, all these articles going around about where's he going to end up, and I'm sure
sure,
Tyler will talk about that
sure,
in, in depth.
but having the ability to work with that offensive line, work with that run game, and to work with the general manager that if AJ Brown is gone, they're going to bring somebody else in. Maybe it's not a mega superstar wide receiver, but Howie Roseman's going to do something. You still got Devontae Smith, you still got a lot of other good options on that team. I think the right offensive coordinator is going to be able to turn that offense back into a Super Bowl winning offense, and then the following season or 2 seasons have the pick of the litter of whatever head coaching job they want. So, but that's all I thought. Hey, kudos to the 49ers
Yeah,
defense. Robert Sala elevated his platform
yeah,
because that defense with a bunch of third stringers and
yeah. They were literally down to at the start of the game. They started with middle. They started with linebackers 5, 6, and 7 on their
right.
depth chart. Uh, Eric Kendricks, who the Niners tried to sign not this past offseason, but the offseason before, he had basically agreed in like verbally agreed to join the Niners, and then decided to sign with the Cowboys instead. And I, at the time, said, "All right, then, peace out, homie. Later, go fuck yourself." All right. He then it ends up not working out with the Cowboys. And he finds his way back to the Niners. Like, please, sir, I'm so sorry. And we take him in lovingly into our arms and say, "That's okay. You made a mistake. We welcome you back." And guess what? Now he's so important, apparently, he's making a huge play, not just any huge play. He made the play on fourth down, the deflection that ended the game. This was a 4th and 5. Philly went to Goddard again. Like they went to Goddard like about 8,000 different times. They have AJ Brown and Smith, but they keep going to Goddard as well. Uh, they were driving and they on the 4th and 11, excuse me, from the 21 or so, with about 43 seconds left. That was like right over the middle. Eric Hendricks, that's where he deflected the pass right in front of Goddard, and that's when I just lost my voice. And I'm glad we're doing this on a Tuesday instead of a Monday, so my voice had a chance to recover a little bit because I shouted it hoarse. And I'm glad I'm a theater kid where I at least was able to project and use, scream from the diaphragm, a little bit, really project, uh, it wasn't all vocal cords. It was, really shouting from deep within, so that was really great. I felt great about that. Um, yeah, we need to talk about the Juwan Jennings throw. Right. The first play out of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That was insane, right? This is a play that they've run before, so a couple different times. Juwan Jennings, this is his second touchdown pass in the playoffs, so
He
that's
was
fun.
wasn't he a college
A high school
quarterback and then
quarterback.
converted?
Yeah, he was a high school quarterback and he converted to wide receiver in college. He was actually like a higher like ranked recruit than like Joe Burrow and a couple other guys that I forget right now. So like coming out of high school into college. So that's fun. That's a fun fact. We love that. That was it was a little bit of a high arc and CMC had to really dive for it. That was kind of scary. He got Juwan Jennings got lit up on that too. They actually threw a flag on that play too. He for roughing the passer. So even if CMC doesn't come down with it, the Niners still
They
get a
get
first
another.
down. They would have been like closer, and they would have been able to chew up more clock if CMC doesn't come down with it. But he did. That was a hell of a catch. That was actually the longest air yards on a pass of the entire game, I believe. Like that was huge. Like it was amazing. I was just in shock that they tried it there. You gotta empty the magic bag, right? Just every trick that was left. This could be the last game of the season if you don't win, right? Um, so just huge, just all praise to Kyle Shanahan for really just pulling it out, man. Like on offense, and Robert Saleh, you said it on defense, just really coaching him up. He's gonna have his pick of the litter, man. He can go coach basically wherever the hell he wants. If there's a job opening that he sees that he really wants to interview for, he can go interview for it, and he's gonna be a top two candidate for it. I truly believe that. It'll be him and probably John Harbaugh. You know, it like they'll be the two big names, vying for whatever coaching position he wants. And that's well deserved because whatever happened with the Jets was obviously a situation with the Jets being the Jets. And we said it
And you can
when
see
that
the
happened.
Jets when he was there, the Jets defense performed.
Oh
They just
yeah,
they couldn't
absolutely.
figure out the quarterback. You know, 25 other teams are trying to figure out the quarterback,
Yeah.
you know? And pretty much many of those players on the Jets defense were still there and they didn't perform.
Mhm.
And some of those players are traded, you know. So he got a lot out of his defense on those teams. And
Absolutely.
unfortunately, he couldn't figure out the quarterback. They swung and missed with Zach Wilson. It didn't work out. But I thought he should have stayed. He should have had an opportunity to get a second quarterback or a veteran quarterback after the
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers thing and all
Yeah,
that.
that's why the Jets are a poverty franchise. They keep
Absolutely.
cycling through them, man. There's a reason why they are perpetually in the like in the gutter. There's a
Sure.
reason why they are where they're at.
Yep.
And that's all I need to say about them because we're talking playoffs. Anyway, so some sad news. We did have another injury of the week, and unfortunately, this is a huge
Yeah.
one. It's George Kittle. It sucks. This is, heart of the offense, right? That sucks. That one really, when that one happened, I saw him go down, watching it live, and I was like, oh no, get up. I literally turned into Simba on Mufasa. Please get up, George, get up. And then I saw the replay, and that's when I was like, oh fuck, that's the
Vince,
Achilles.
I was wearing my Zennies, so I
Uh-huh.
knew right away what happened.
Mhm. Yeah, you
I
could see it.
zeroed
Yeah.
in. No,
Yeah.
in all seriousness, when
Mhm.
there it was kind of like a funny angle.
Yeah.
His leg was like in this kind of awkward angle, and as
Just
soon
cuz
as
yeah,
he went
he was
down,
turning, right? Yeah.
right, as
And
soon as he went down and he was slow to get up, I look over at Tyler and I said, "He tore his Achilles." And like Tyler and I both said it at the same time. We're like, Achilles.
Yeah.
and we knew right away. When he
Yeah.
got delayed getting up,
Yeah.
it was just that funny angle, and then they
Mhm.
showed it, they showed it on replay a dozen times,
Yeah.
and we just knew it's like, "Up, Achilles,
Yeah.
he's done."
Well, they went to commercial break like right away, and then they come back from commercial break. The first thing they see is the cart, and that's when I knew, oh shit. That like, and then then they started showing the replay
Yeah,
over and over again, and I was like, oh no, 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 no.
yeah,
And then you get the reporting from like Diana Rossini, like the a bottle of tequila has been brought down from like somewhere to the Niners locker room, and I was like, yep, that's an Achilles, man, and that's definitely for George. So, shout out Jed York
I
for
could
bringing
just hear him
a
too.
bottle of tequila
"Fuck it,
down.
give me a bottle of tequila."
And that bottle was definitely empty by the end of the game. So,
For
shout
sure.
out George for putting it
I wanna know
down.
the brand, though. What
It
type
was
of
Patron. It was Patron.
Okay.
They,
Patron Silver?
yeah, of course. Yeah, only the best reporting from the Athletic.
That's
uh,
amazing.
yeah, George, it sucks to lose him, but he's not dead. He's just down. And Christian McCaffrey, he keeps sucking up the souls of his brothers to stay healthy. That's the new theory is he stays healthy, he keeps getting stronger by the injuries of his brethren, uh you know feeding his life force, basically, is what's happening here. And with that, by gathering the life force of George Kittle, CMC is about to drop 200 all-purpose yards on the Seahawks, and the Niners are going to win by like 38 points. That's what's going to
Yeah,
happen. No, it's not going to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
sure.
totally kidding about that. But um, yeah. So that's unfortunately what happened there. Jair Brown also had an injury in that game. In the game as well. I believe that was it was a leg injury. I think it was a hamstring injury. So he didn't return. Hopefully, he's able to play this coming week. It's a short turnaround, so that's gonna be tough. Speaking of hamstrings, Trent Williams, at the risk of re-injury, he did play, and he played every single goddamn snap, and he did not re-injure himself. So that makes me feel a whole lot better going into next week, because the longer you play, the longer you go between injury, the less likely you are to re-injure. So he probably is going to sit out the entire week of practice, because he's a veteran, because he's only a year and a half, 2 years younger than us. Um, uh, but he's gonna get the veterans time off, and then he'll play again on Saturday, and then hopefully he'll be fine going, playing every snap, because the Niners need him. If the Niners have Trent Williams, CMC, and Brock Purdy healthy enough to go, that's huge that the Niners have a chance. Like, that's really what it comes down to. That those are the three most important pieces on offense for the Niners.
Right,
Uh, you can fake it around with any other pieces. Like, you can, like, with the other guys on the bench, you can mix and max. You can try to fill in with other guys on the roster to try to, plug and play wherever you can to try to get something to happen elsewhere. But those are the three key pieces. If you lose those guys going out, like going forward, I don't know, man. Like that's the key. Like, those three guys are the most important. If those three are still around, the Niners are still in it. Like that, as far as I'm concerned. So that's where I'm hanging my hat on right there. Is
for
is the
sure.
Niners having those three guys? Ricky Pearsall, where are you, man? Trent gave it a go. I mean, like, we need you, man. If you're not playing this week, I'm done with you. Like, literally, this is your clip, Tim. If Ricky Pearsall does not play in this game, I don't want to see him anymore. I'm done with him. Cut him loose. I don't give a damn anymore. Like, I don't care about the promise. I'm sick of it. I need guys that are actually going to be able to be on the field. I'm sick and tired of guys that just can't, or aren't even able to go. I'm sick of the promises of tomorrow. I need guys that are able to play. I'm done. I need you to play. I need you to give it a go. I'm sick. I'm disgusted with guys that are out there. Trent Williams was only about 70% with the hamstring. Okay. He went out there. He played every goddamn snap. Where the hell were you, Ricky? Come on. All right. Okay, so for the Niners, switching gears, all pro teams were announced. Kyle Juszczyk, Christian McCaffrey, and Trent Williams made the second team.
Um, go ahead, bro. Keep going.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Um, and also they announced the 2026 opponents for the teams. The Niners are going to get to play the AFC West and the NFC East, along with the third place schedule. So guess what? Niners are going to play the Raiders and
Yep.
the Eagles. So I will see both of you guys, both Tyler, who's not here today, but also you, Sam. We will get to see each other in the regular season next year. So that's fun. Raiders, you're going to get to obviously see the NFC West. You're going to get to see the AFC East, and you're getting a fourth place schedule. The Eagles, obviously, they get the NFC West. They're getting the AFC South, and they're getting a first place schedule. So I kind of like that for the Niners, getting a third place schedule. I ain't mad about that. The AFC West, obviously, that's going to be a little bit tougher because the Chiefs are going to obviously try to bounce back a little bit. And then you got two playoff teams. And
Yep.
then we'll see what happens with your dog shit team. We'll see what happens in the offseason with your guys, you know? And then the NFC East, obviously there's the Eagles. The Commanders are probably going to bounce back at least a little bit, assuming health. And then the Cowboys and the Giants. We'll see what happens with the Giants, maybe ascending a little bit, and we'll see what the Giants do. The Cowboys do. I'm going to assume the defense stays dog shit, but the offense is always a problem. So. Yeah. And then as far as coaches, coaching moves that have happened, the Ravens fired John Harbaugh after 18 seasons. The Dolphins fired Mike McDaniel after 4 seasons. And then earlier today, after the loss last night, Mike Tomlin is stepping down as the Steelers head coach after 19 seasons. And we would be remiss if we did not mention that the Eagles fired their offensive coordinator so after 1 year. So you're welcome. The Niners made sure that happened because guys that were not on the team at linebacker on Thanksgiving put a stop to the nonsense of, so there you go. You're welcome, Eagles fans. That was a favor from us to you. So there you go. Okay, so now let's get into it. Let's do our pick 'em for the divisional round, starting off on Saturday. You got the Broncos and the Bills, 1:30 on CBS. Tyler picked the Bills. I'm picking the Bills. Sam, who are you picking?
You know, man, the Broncos defense is really good, and the Bills defense is not.
Decidedly
um,
not. Yeah.
because I picked the Bills in the Super Bowl, I'm going to stick with them. So I am going Bills. But honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if the Bills get eliminated and they
Right.
also fire their head coach when it's all
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Yeah. That would not, I would not be terribly surprised if the Broncos do end up coming away with the win there. Okay, the Saturday night game on Fox is going to be the Niners at the Seahawks. I think everybody knows that I'm picking the 49ers. Tyler is picking the Seahawks. Sam, you're going to pick the Seahawks, aren't you?
I got to go Seahawks, man.
Yep, I believe it. Yeah, that's fine. I totally get it.
Yep.
I'm the difference for me is between this game and 2 weeks ago is Trent Williams is going to play. And if Ricky Pearsall gets off the goddamn couch, we'll have a deep threat this time. So that's 7.5 point.
If the 49ers somehow overcome this and pull this game off, this is like one of the biggest wins for the Kyle Shanahan era to just overcome the defensive injuries.
Mhm.
That'll be a hell of a win.
Yep.
I just think
Also,
it's too much at this
yeah.
point.
Also, I'm gonna make a note that Kyle Shanahan, when the Niners make the playoffs under Kyle Shanahan, they go to the NFC title game. That is the rule. If you're going to the playoffs, you're going to the title game. That happens. That's what happens. So until it doesn't happen, that's what's happening. So that I'm just throwing that out there, but we'll see. All right, Texans at Patriots on Sunday at noon. That's the ESPN ABC game. Uh I'll let you say yours first. Do you got Patriots or Texans?
I'm going Texans, man.
Okay.
I really like their defense, and if they play like they did this past game, with if that defense shows out like that, then they're going to have no problems. But I think the Patriots are really good. But I still got to roll Texans, man. I can't pick the Patriots. Sorry.
That's fair. I picked the Patriots, and actually Tyler also picked the Patriots as well. For the last game of the divisional round, that's Sunday at 3:30 Pacific on NBC. It's the Rams at the Bears. Tyler picked the Bears. Who do you have?
The Rams.
Yeah, I actually have the Rams as well.
I got to go with the Rams, dude.
Yeah,
As you know, I love Matt Stafford and Puka Nakua, and I know a lot of Raider fans hate Devontae Adams, but he got the shitty end of that stick with Josh McDaniels and how they handled that situation. So I still like the Rams. I love their coaching staff. So yeah, I'm going Rams.
yeah, and if the Rams do end up winning this game, then that means that the Niners have a home game in the NFC title game. Don't at Levi's South.
Okay.
Get it? Because
Mhm.
even though the Rams would be the home team, the Niners fans are going to fill up that stadium.
We
That's what I'm
got it,
saying. I'm just
Vince.
saying. I'm just saying.
We
Love
got
that.
it when you said
I'm just
Levi
saying.
South.
Levi South. Levi South. Anyway, that's so just to recap our picks, Sam is going with Bills, Seahawks, Texans, and Rams. I am going with Bills, Niners, Patriots, Rams. Tyler is going with Bills, Seahawks, Patriots, Bears. So we do have some different picks for basically everything. We're all in agreement only on the Bills. And honestly, I think we could all easily see us being wrong on that one as well. So I think this is going to be a very interesting weekend, and it'll mix up the standings a bit. And for our division round, it's worth 2 points for every correct pick as well. So definitely a chance to have the standings get mixed up a bit here going forward. So really looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And I believe that kind of wraps up. We're gonna skip basketball this week just because it's just been a long crazy week, and we're really tired. And the Warriors, it's been kind of rough, and we're exhausted, and it's just
Exhausted
been
from
chaotic.
watching that BS.
Yeah, yeah, they yeah. Anyway, yeah, they'll until we're still waiting on Kuminga to get traded at this point, and it sounds like they're really excited to get him out the door, and they just haven't been able to do it yet. So we're just kind of waiting for that to happen at this point. So we'll see how that happens. We'll see how that goes, and until then, yeah, I guess thanks for tuning in, and just like hit the bell for all your alerts for when we go live next time, and thanks for thanks for watching, and slide into the DMs. Thank you very much, and FJF.
Have a good night, everybody.